After years of suffering from chronic pain, Jim Taft thought he found something to replace opioids. The pain made it difficult to walk, and the drugs wore him down.
So you try anything to get off that stuff, you know.
His doctor recommended a spinal cord stimulator. It's a device implanted in the spine that sends electric pulses to mask pain.
Well, at the time I had 3 boys here. You know, you want to spend time with them, you want to do things with them, and I couldn't do them with them.
Taft was so confident the device would work, he ordered wood to keep a promise to his wife Renee to refinish the porch. Then he had the surgery. There was a problem with the electrodes on the stimulator. He had a second surgery to repair it, and then it shocked him and didn't let him sleep. After several months, he had it taken out and went home.
I woke up the next day, and I could feel my legs, but I couldn't move them.
3 years later, the wood is still piled up in the backyard, and Taft spends his days in bed. He can now move his legs, but he can barely stand, and he's still in severe pain.
I kind of feel like I'm bound to be here when I die.
To combat the opioid epidemic, doctors and device makers are promoting spinal cord stimulators as a way to wean patients off of or prevent them from using opioids. The FDA has approved the devices to treat pain in the trunk and limbs. But an investigation into medical devices by the Associated Press, the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, and NBC News found more than 80,000 spinal cord stimulator injury reports to the FDA over the last 10 years, ranking them third after hip replacements and insulin pumps. Shocking and burning have been reported in all major models of spinal cord stimulators. Other suspected injuries from the devices include, in rare cases, paralysis. The investigation found the FDA responds slowly to correct sometimes life-threatening problems, rarely pulls devices from the market even when major problems emerge, and has created a system where high-risk devices, that include spinal cord stimulators, are approved without new clinical studies. Diana Zuckerman has studied medical devices for nearly 30 years.
If a new tummy medication comes on the market, it will be tested much more rigorously than a spinal cord stimulator or just about any other medical device.
The FDA, in a statement, says ensuring safe and effective products is its fundamental obligation, and it relies on valid science to approve devices before they reach patients. The FDA says its database is incomplete and should not be used to draw conclusions about device safety. And it's creating a more robust medical device safety net for patients through better data. The agency now requires high-risk devices such as spinal cord stimulators to have unique device identification numbers for better reporting. Spinal cord stimulator manufacturers say their devices are scientifically proven safe and effective, are manufactured under strict quality controls, and can be taken out without permanent injury if there's a problem. The FDA requires manufacturers to warn patients of risks. Leading neurosurgeon Dr. Stephen Falowski says the devices are getting better, and the cost, at least $32,000 to implant them, is cheaper than opioids in the long run.
And the normal break-even point we know from a lot of research is it's about approximately 2 years.
One of Falowski's patients is former stuntman Pete Corby. Over the years, he injured his back filming movies, which left him in constant pain and on opioids until doctors stopped prescribing the drugs.
I was actually buying them on the street, like a low-life druggie, because I couldn't get them anymore from the doctor, you know.
Corby has had the device for more than 2 years and says he wouldn't trade the stimulator for opioids.
This is the greatest thing. This saved my life, literally saved my life.
But they don't always work.
Had I known what I know now about it, I wouldn't have one put in.
Insurance companies will pay for spinal cord stimulators only after doctors have tried other treatments. But doctors are urging insurance companies to pay for the devices sooner to reduce opioids. Peter Banda, Associated Press, New York.